Will coin shops survive the next big silver crisis? We get a couple different strategies here. What's going on? What do I mean by this? You have to stay tuned and find out. I'm going to let you know what's going on at the shop as well. Help me out with the thumbs up. That helps get the videos out to more and more people. We are 550 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers. Once we hit that number, we're going to do a big giveaway. So if you're not yet subscribed, come subscribe right now. We do weekly giveaways as well. Come join us. Come join Stop the Melt Campaign Home Team. Don't you want to be part of the home team? No memberships here, my friends. Let's get into it. Will coin shops survive the next big silver crisis? Well, look, we got a couple different factors here. A lot of these coin shop owners are older. Not all. There's one point there. Or is their family member going to take them over? Is somebody else they know going to take these shops over? When they want to say, I'm throwing in the towel. That's it. I'm done. Where's the new blood going to come from? Are we going to be able to survive? Some people have asked me in the comment section, not recently, but I'm keeping an eye on your comments, trying to build some data up. What's going to happen when silver goes to $100 an ounce? Will coin shops buy it? I hear that a lot. Got a couple emails last week about that. There's a lot of unknowns. I can't answer all of these questions. I don't know. Do I think coin shops will buy silver at $100 an ounce? Yes. If there are people out there willing to pay $100 an ounce of silver. Look, we can do the same thing with gold. People are buying gold at today's prices. And we're not having any really trouble. Maybe for us, 1 ounce gold, it's a little bit slower right now. Maybe that's due to the holiday season. Maybe that's due to people just don't have the fiat. It can be due to a lot of things. People are buying smaller fractional gold right now. So we had a few requests at the coin shop for smaller fractional silver, like half-ounce rounds. We ordered them. We are keeping up with people's what they can afford to get. So that opens a new question then. Are coin shops going to be able to buy silver at $100 an ounce? It's going to be about the cash flow. If we see, what's your magic number that you're going to sell for fiat? Maybe none of us really have a number in mind. I don't know. Maybe you do. You can sell your silver for fiat when you don't need to? That's where you got to come in and be your own judge right there. I can't tell you. I'm not a financial advisor. But I think it will scare some people out. Some people have a threshold of 65. Some people might have a threshold at 75. And just dump it all. And they're going to be, I think, my personal opinion, not financial advice, people are going to be sorry. You know, we talk about a bottomless situation. Some people believe that may not happen. You know, right? It may not happen. But I think we're going to go into a bottomless situation where the crap really hits the fan really hard. The dollar dies. And your mom and pop stores, your local stores are going to start taking silver and gold as payments. It's happening now on a small scale. If we just wake up and smell the roses, it's happening at your farmers markets. It's happening in smaller town stores. It's going to grow. All right? When more and more people wake up, it's going to grow. And maybe one day, I don't know how soon, big corporations will start taking silver and gold as payment. Yes, physical. Some people think we're going to be able to use a debit card. Okay, you dump it in your bank. Let's say it goes the bank way. They put it on your debit card, spending silver that way. That's all fine. Spending silver and gold that way. That's all fine and dandy until the power goes out. The system's out there now for that. There's cards out there now for that. It's just getting going. Silver and gold are a hedge against inflation. So will some coin shops close? Yeah. I think so. How fast? I don't know. Is that going to hurt some of the smaller people out there that live in the middle of the country where there's not many coin shops around? Maybe Minnesota, not Minnesota, Montana, Wyoming. There's not a lot of coin shops in those areas. Are they going to be able to survive up there? I don't know, my friends. There's a lot of unknown answers. If you are looking to sell, you're going to have some options on your table. I would write a list. I've asked people, keep your local coin shop's information for emergencies. Put it with your silver and gold. Write down channel sponsor Pinback's 1-800 number. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer to sell to them. You got to pack it up, ship it to them. They got to process it, make sure it's real. Takes a little bit longer. Write down some phone numbers in case of emergency. Maybe selling to an online dealer is not going to be the best for you, because if you need the money quick, it's not going to happen that quick. But if you know you need the money down the road in a couple weeks, 3 weeks, that might be an option for you. eBay is a good option as well. So, yeah, I understand that they take the fees. Get over the fees. Because the coin shop's going to take their fee too. Pinbacks is going to take their fees too. Any online dealer is going to make money off of your material. Get over the eBay fees. We got to stop with that. I mean, really. I understand the fees. Well, then put up your price a little bit more. See if you're able to sell it. I'm not saying go sell your silver and gold now. But you don't want to start an eBay account when you really need the money and you have 0% feedback. If you have items around the house that you're not using, why not start an eBay account? Build up some of your feedback now. So if the crap hits the fan, my friends, you get your own self in a situation where you need money. Maybe eBay would be an option and you have 25 feedbacks, 30 feedbacks if you sold stuff around the house that you really don't use right now. At least you're not going to have starting out with 0% feedback. We all start out with 0% feedback. But start building that relationship up on eBay now, so you're not doing it trying to sell precious metals later. And people are worried that you're brand new, have 0% feedback. Have it as an option. Not saying you have to do it. No, free markets, another good place to sell. But there's security issues there as well. You're going to want to get yourself some locked cabinets, some locked trays. Maybe change them to the table, so people don't wipe the whole damn case off from you. You got to think about security when you're doing that as well. Now, if you don't want people to know exactly where you live, then maybe a return address, get yourself a P.O. box. These are all options you got to think about when you're selling. One option may not be the best for everybody. I mean, you might need a couple different options. We started today, we got the half-ounce rounds in the store. People were asking about, we're trying to keep up at the shop what people are interested in, for one. Two, we know people's budgets are getting smaller, so we're taking action in the shop. And it's just a weird time right now. At what price are people going to start tapping out? Some people have already tapped out of getting silver, and I think it's crazy. Silver is still undervalued in dollar terms. You have to be your own judge. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. Remember that. None of us on YouTube are normally financial advisors. Just keep that in mind. You have to do your own. You have to be your own bank here. You're going to have to make your own decisions. When it's time for you to sell, to purchase, to convert. And what a better place to convert your cash with channel sponsor Pinbacks. Let Pinbacks know that I sent you, my friends. Check them out for their silver, their gold, their platinum. I wish I had the money right now for a platinum maple leaf. I love that coin. I don't own any platinum. If that's the coin I was going to buy for platinum, if I had the funds to do it, that would be the coin I would be purchasing, the Canadian platinum maple leaf. And I tell you, I would probably be purchasing for gold for myself if I had the fiat to do it. Would be a Canadian maple leaf, gold, or a gold buffalo. 24 karat, both ways. Yeah, you spend a little bit more, but I think the 24 karat gold just pops so much better on the coins. Not taken away from the gold eagle at all. Not taken away. But that's just be my choice right there. Not taken away from the gold eagle. Not taken away from the American silver eagles. I own them. I own some American silver eagles. So where do we move forward from here? Does the U.S. Mint start making half-ounce eagles? Why not? If there's going to be more of a demand for it, and people can't afford a full ounce of silver, they're going to have to do something. Like I've said before, my friends, you don't want to give up more silver. And I know I talk a lot about silver because I'm very passionate about silver on this channel. You do not want to give up more than you really need to. You wouldn't do it with the dollar. Some people just do not stack any 90% silver at all. They toss their nose at 40% silver halves, like on the table here. They toss their nose at war nickels. Well, that might be the only thing you need to make your purchase. You know, you give an ounce to somebody, they may not have the change. If it's only a few bucks and you try to give an ounce of silver to somebody, they may not have the change. You know, when I did the flea market in the state of Maine, normally it was on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays I did the flea market during the summer months. I went to the gosh darn bank and got ones, got fives, and said, in case someone gave me a $20 bill, I would have change. I would get a row of quarters. Didn't really need the dimes, didn't really need the nickels, because I didn't place my stuff that in dimes and nickels at the end. So sometimes I did need some quarters. So I would get $3 or $4 worth of quarters and put them in my little apron thing. People around me, the other vendors around me, would hand me a $20 bill and say, you got change for this. Why aren't you prepared? You know, I got so sick of it. I say, you guys can't go to the bank like I do on Thursdays and get change? I'm supposed to be your friggin' bankers? Don't work that way, this is my friends. You know, they relied on me way too much. Don't leave money on the table. You do want some fractional silver in your stacks. You do want some, if you're a per gold stack of 1 ounce gold, good luck trying to break that gold when the crap really hits the fan. Good luck trying to break a 10th ounce gold when you only need to run into the gas station and get 20 gallons of gas. Gas attendant may not have the change for that. You know, we have to be on the lookout for everything. You know, smaller bills work great in emergencies. Even down here in Florida during the hurricane season. You have a hurricane. Smaller bills work. Beats a $20 bill, beats a $50, beats a $100 bill. Really ask yourselves, if you ever had an issue going to a store with a $100 bill and you're buying something small and the clerk says they don't have to change for it, or they got to wait for a supervisor to come down and go to the safe. I'm sure that's happened to more people on this channel. Some people may not admit it, but when I worked at CVS or Sears, first thing in the morning, when your till only has $100 in it to get going in the morning, somebody gives you a $100 bill for a $5 item, you don't have to change for it. None in your drawer, you don't. You got to wait for a supervisor, and it takes 5 or 6 minutes before the supervisor even comes over sometimes, and takes another 3-4 minutes to go to the safe and get change for that $100 bill. And make the customer wait. Sometimes people don't have time to wait. That's why I stack a little bit of everything. And it's a silver term. We got to make do of what we have. You know, if you don't have any smaller half-ounce rounds, it might be a good time to pick some up. Not saying you're going to get a lot of them. Outside the box thinking, yes, there's going to be a little bit more of a premium on them. But at the end of the day, is it really going to matter? Or are you going to take a chance and hoping that vendor at your local farmer's market is going to have change for a 1 ounce round or coin, whatever the case may be? And maybe he or she won't have the change. What are you going to do then? You might need your tomatoes. You might need your loaf of bread. You might need your gallon of milk. You might need it. What are you going to do? Trust them and say, I'll come back next week and pick up the change? Maybe you need that for another vendor. Maybe that's all you brought with you that day. What are you going to do? Go just drive back home with nothing? We got to think outside the box. And we got to try to cover every aspect of this thing. So yes, it could get tough. Some of these coin shops could close down. And maybe some of the smaller ones will close down. You got to be prepared for any scenario right now, my friends. We don't know. Now, people think, I had someone say, you should get a crystal ball and put it in my image here. What's that going to do? You know, what is that going to do? I don't have, the crystal ball is not going to tell me anything. Here's the point of it all. Nobody knows where silver, gold, platinum, copper is going to go. We can make our predictions. And when I make my predictions, I try very hard to get my predictions right. So here's a question for you all. Put this in the comments. Where do you think silver is going to end up December 31st of this year? The last day of the year. Where do you think silver is really going to be at? Do you think we're going to be north of 60? Put your guess. Let's have some fun in this video. I like to see what people are thinking. We got a few weeks left. My prediction of the year was 57.50. Well, I think I'm going to raise that just to north of 60. Maybe I'll be wrong again. Maybe be a lot higher. I don't know. I've said watch out for this week. Some YouTubers say watch out for next week. Anything's possible, my friends. We've seen prices jump quite quickly. Our price is going to continue to jump quickly. Yes, we have a little bit small pullback today. But where are we going to be later today? Where are we going to be later at the end of the week? We got interest rates coming. Most likely on Wednesday, the 10th. Be prepared for anything out there to happen. Cost average your stacks. Because if we don't cost average, and people have a hard time, some people have a hard time understanding that what I mean by that, buy a little bit now, buy a little bit later, you cost average, you stack. Get the little dips if you can. That's the point of it all. Get the little dips as you can afford to do so. I understand some people say, silver costs too much right now. Yeah, maybe I can agree with that. I think maybe some of us are really surprised of how fast it jumped. And we're going backwards of what it used to cost. Well, where are we going to be this time next year? Where are we going to be a year from now? Who knows? Could we be at over triple-digit silver by the end of next year? It's very possible. I mean, we gained this year about $29 this year. Could we get $200 silver next year? Are we going to end up about 88 next year? That'll be another 29%, $29 so gain or so. Roughly. With the math. Maybe a little bit more. We don't know. That's the point. We just don't know. And I can sit here and look back and look what I got stuff for. And I say the same thing. Holy crap. Silver has jumped. I remember when it was this price. I remember when this price. Well, don't get off guard, my friends. And we get into a lot higher numbers next year. And we're talking next year. In December of next year. And we're at $80, $90, $100 silver by the end of next year. And we say, holy crap. I remember when it's just last year, silver was 57 and change. We could be talking about this next year. We could be talking about this before of next year. First quarter of next year could be something amazing happening. Not saying it's going to. All right? I'm not saying it's going to. Michael Alot predicting over $100 silver by the first quarter of next year. Is that possible? You bet your rear end that's possible. Is it going to happen? Who knows? That's the point, my friends. Nobody really, truly knows. But I can tell you this. Michael Alot has been almost right every single time. I trust the guy. You guys have probably seen him. You girls have probably seen him on YouTube. If not, look him up. Michael Alot. Great guy. He does goes on a lot of different YouTube channels, like Liberty and Finance. Many other ones. But I trust the guy. I like listening to the guy. You know, he does a lot of deep research. And he's connecting the dots. And he's been right quite a bit. Very rarely the guy's wrong. Very rarely. That does not mean we're going to get $100 silver by the first quarter of next year. It does not mean that. So don't misquote me here. We got to keep stacking as we can. As Jake's Custom Parts has said, the price in fiat currency, it's not going to matter. It's going to be about silver and gold, my friend. It's going to be about platinum and copper as well. That's where your money is. That is your real money. Some people want to call it God's money. That's fine. You want to call it God's money? That's absolutely fine with me. But silver and gold have been around for 5,000 years. It's always been worth something. Why is a silver quarter north of $10 for one silver quarter? What has happened to this? This is garbage. Just don't buy what it used to buy. And when people start figuring this out, and the people who have not been start stacking yet, your inventory is going to be wiped out. Your inventory is going to be wiped out. And you're not going to be able to find it. That's just to be a warning right there. Stack as you can. I'm not saying go panic. Never want to cause that on this channel. But if you're just starting stacking and you're just brand new, get as much research as you can, my friends. My email's in every single description of every single video. Reach out to me. You got questions? There's no stupid questions, my friends. If you don't know something, you better ask. Because if you don't ask, that's the stupid question when you don't ask. Ask the questions. Ask the questions in the comment section. Maybe someone else will help you out as well. Thanks for watching. Crazy Coin Shop Chris is out.